everyone, this is Bob McCraney with This Month in Realty, and today I'm super happy to have back Jamie Harnish. Jamie is in the Yonge Eglinton part of Toronto, working for Bosley Real Estate. Jamie, tell us about the market in Toronto.
Yeah, happy to. Thank you, Bob, for having me. The market right now is quite quiet. We're starting to see some new listings come up, but a lot of them, to be honest, are leases. 2022 is kind of there was a huge run up in rental prices, in the magnitude of 25-ish%, give or take, depending on what kind of property you're talking about. And so we're seeing some of those new builds come online this year and get up for rent because of the rental prices, landlords wanting to take advantage of that. But as far as the resale market being concerned, it's very quiet. Haven't quite seen the new listings come out yet, although admittedly this is the end of the second week of the school holiday. So people are still traveling, still away. It kind of feels like people are maybe back, but it's not yet. School starts on the 9th, coming up on the Monday. We're recording this on the 6th. So hoping to see some pickup in activity in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, so I've talked to a lot of my folks who are in the northern part of the North American continent here, and things seem to be going into historic areas here. Tell me about December. Something was really off in December. Tell me about that.
Yeah, December was, if I talk about the market being very quiet right now, December was almost historically quiet. In terms of the number of sales, and I tend to track two distinct areas. So I look at the core of the city, and what that is kind of up for interpretation. But what my definition of the core of the city is, and then there's kind of a ring of the outside, which isn't quite the suburbs, because that's a whole other area altogether. And in both areas there were 538 sales each. And when I look at the core, which is where the bulk of kind of certainly my business is, it was the second lowest month for sales as far as I have tracked in the last 6 years, with the exception of 1 month, which was April of 2020. And I don't know about in the States, but in Canada, that month in particular, everybody was basically staying inside and not doing anything and not going anywhere. Yeah, I mean, I remember taking at least a 2-week pause where I barely left the house. So there were 508 sales in April 2020, 538 in December. That is crazy low, crazy quiet.
Yeah. So looking forward, what are your predictions for 2023?
Yeah, so what I predict and what I wish for might be two different things, but I think it's still going to be pretty quiet, probably for the first 6 months. And don't be wrong, as we move into the spring, we always get a seasonal bump in new listings and sales and just general market activity. But I think it's going to be relatively subdued. Might be in line with last year a little bit, which wasn't a terribly kind of fast-paced year, starting in kind of April. So April, May are usually our busiest months. I think it will be quiet for a typical April and May. The way some of the unemployment information and other kind of economic data is coming out early this year for Canada, it's looking like there may be another rate increase at the end of January. So that's why I think things are going to kind of continue to be slow, because I think there's going to be some downward pressure on prices. And I think the reality for a lot of homeowners in Toronto is that there's a lot of people who don't have to sell. And the feedback that I'm getting from a lot of people in my world is like, well, I'll wait until the better prices come back. They're not necessarily looking to make a move up necessarily. And then the other thing is, for people who do want to move up, they're not willing to sell because they don't know where they would go. So I think it's going to be really quiet for the first half. And then I think things are going to start turning around in the economy probably about mid-ish way. So maybe the summer-ish, which I think is going to lead us to a fairly busy fall. I think that more sellers are going to come online. I think more buyers are going to kind of come out of the woodwork, especially when they start to maybe see off in the distant horizon, maybe by the end of the year, maybe early 2024, when there's kind of talk of there being enough room to bring rates back down. I think people start to get more active with their pre-approvals. Once people get pre-approvals, they just start getting more active generally with their search. And I think sellers will kind of sense that as well and start to come on the market in droves as well. I don't know about droves. I shouldn't have used that word. More than now.
More than now. Yes, yes. Droves is a relative term. We won't
Yeah,
hold you
exactly.
to that.
Yeah.
So Jamie, how would somebody get a hold of you?
Yep. So I can be found on any kind of social media platform, and certainly I'm active on all of them. So I can, send me a DM on them. My email is jharnish@bosleyrealestate.com. It's J and then my last name @bosleyrealestate.com. And my cell is 416-428-8892. I do answer my phone.
Good for you. And I'll put your digits below. Come back next time.
Absolutely.
Okay, tune in next month to hear more from Jamie and other real estate experts in Canada and the United States. Take care.
Thank you, Bob.
One and done.